Is fear holding you back in life? What potentially are those fears, and how do we deal with them so that we can get on with our lives and, really get the life that we want? Hey there, my name's Steve. This is a Broke Millionaire. I became rich before I was 30 and then threw away that life and went on a journey to figure out what truly mattered to me in life. And this channel is really just exploring that and helping you so that you don't have to spend 20 years doing what I did. And really just giving you information that could help you have the greatest life possible. So if you like the raw, unfiltered truth, then you're in the right place. Let's jump in. Fear is a big one. If there's anything that you can do in your life that's going to help it, it is knowing what you fear, so discovering what you fear, and then confronting those fears. But they are fears, so they're the scariest things in life for us to confront. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. So what are the biggest fears that confront us these days? Whether that fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of losing relationships, fear of financial instability or financial loss, fear of having a lack of purpose, fear of irrelevance, fear of vulnerability, fear of your health declining, fear of the future, a general fear of life, and a fear of losing control. The question for you is, which one of these fears do you have? And I'm going to give you 5 steps that help me deal with my fears, because I still have them every day, and overcome them and actually use them to push me forward in life and to get me what I want and get the happiest life that I can get. But when I thought about fear and how it steered me in my life, the first one was the fear of being poor. And so that really drove me in my early career. And after that, the fear of being manipulated into a terrible life. And so that made me destroy the life that I had built to try and find the best life possible, because I had a fear that I wouldn't find what I really wanted in my life, and I would be trapped by society's expectations and manipulations. And so from there, it became a fear of getting, and this actually happened to me, getting sucked back into what I call the rat race, getting sucked back into society and just being miserable about being in that mindset. And I really just had no mental or psychological alternative at the time. But once I started to really dig into the fear that I was going to miss out on a great life and try and figure out what that meant for me, then that's when I started to move forward again in my life. And I actually even looked at my fears and said, what else am I afraid of? And once I uncovered those and then moved towards all of them, then the things in my life really started to open up. And so what I wanted to do was create a very simple pathway, one that I used for my life. And I really realized the benefits of moving towards discomfort, moving towards fears, and being okay with the struggle, and understanding that the struggle was part of it, and then the struggle actually makes you stronger, so that when you get to your next struggle, it's almost like you've built resilience, you've built skills, you've built a thick skin, and the struggles seem to get easier to manage as I move along. I seem to be getting a happier, more content disposition because of those past struggles and because I've moved through them and figured out ways to do that. That's what I kind of want to impart to people today. If you're watching this, hopefully you'll get that and it'll help you in your life. Okay, so here's the first thing. Your deepest fears aren't obstacles. They are signposts on your path. And Carl Jung would say that this is your shadow, and uncovering your shadow is uncovering your fears. And then Nietzsche would say that your fears are your greatest test, and your ability to confront them creates the strength you have to take on life head on. And the first step is uncover your fears through reflection, or call it journaling, because what you want to do is literally get a piece of paper or get a journal and start writing down, I am afraid of, and then answering that question. And if you want a further detail of really getting into the weeds on this, then you can use what I use as my 5 life categories. So in my career or finances is one category. In my mental and emotional health is another category. Physical body category, relationships another category, and purpose. And so what am I afraid of in my career or in my finances? And just to give you an example, because I did this today, what I wrote down was, I am afraid of getting sucked back into the rat race in my career. That's a big fear of mine that keeps me from fully committing time to work, which is, you could say that's a healthy fear. But when I don't work at all because of that, maybe not so healthy. But the awareness that that is a fear is the key for me. The next one is relationships. So for me, it's fear of vulnerability, fear that a relationship will take my time away from my purpose, away from the things that I enjoy, and that I will be, forced and compromised to take and be distracted by the time that I spend on a relationship. A valid fear for me and something I have to look into. So if those categories can help figure out, then you write down in each category, what am I afraid of? Okay, I gotta interrupt this video for a second. If you like this content and you wanna support the channel, then below is the thanks button. You can just click that and donate. And that's gonna help me actually create way more in-depth videos, and would love to do more of them. So thanks, now back to the video. Okay, and the next one is name your fear out loud. So once you've written down your fears, it could be as simple as just saying your fears out loud to a mirror. You could say your fears to a friend that you trust, or to a partner that you trust, or to a family member that you trust. Key element there, someone that you trust that isn't going to shame you or criticize you or make you feel bad for being vulnerable and exposing these fears. And so the reason that you do this is by naming it out loud, strips the power that it might have by being still inside your body. And so it gives you a bit of a release. Number 3, feel the fear. Now this one you might hesitate at, but this is a really good one. And that is, set aside 5, maybe even 10 minutes to visualize the worst extent of your fears. What could happen in your life, and just hold that feeling. And what you're going to do here by embodying that fear is you're also going to let it sink in. And then what's probably going to happen is that as you're feeling it, it's going to lose a bit of its power over you. And the more you think about that and how this fear would play out, the less grip it will have on you. So try that and see. Number 4, act against your fear. And this is as simple as creating just one simple step to face your fear. For example, the easy one is fear of failure. Try something. Try something that seems like a challenge to you, that you're afraid of doing, and take that step. And then what you're gonna realize is that, like anything else, once you step into it and start doing it, the fear fades away pretty quickly. So action transforms fear into growth. And the more you take action, the less that fear is going to be able to hold you back and stop you. Number 5, integrate your fear into your purpose. Your purpose in life right now is to take on these fears and confront them. For example, I took my fear of lack of purpose and meaning into my life to dive into figuring out what my purpose is and what was my meaning in life. And I actually created the hero formula, a formula for myself that was a step-by-step process in order to figure out what my purpose was. And I spent 3-4 years working on that formula, and that formula, when I applied it to myself, got me incredible rewards. Pretty much got me where I am today. And so I turned that fear into a purpose, and then that purpose turned into my life. So here's the kicker, and you might have already figured this out. Fears aren't your chains. They are literally your opportunity to get the best life and to get purpose and to get meaning. And so if you wrap your head around that, literally you look at your fears as a doorway to your next best life. So that's the 5 steps. Uncover, name, feel, act, integrate. And following that process with all of your fears is going to really make a difference in your life. If this hit home, then drop a comment and tell me which fear you're going to hit first. And also hit that like button, subscribe, share this with a friend who you think might need this sort of good information. And otherwise, have a good one.